A Nigerian doctor who returned to his village to spend Christmas with his family has been unalived by his very own best friend, who is also a king's man in his village. You know, this story underscores why we must be very, very careful with these things that we call best friends, bestie, my best this, my best that. You know, it is said that the enemy within is more dangerous than the enemy outside, and sometimes those some of the things that happens to us comes from those that we trust the most. This is the background of the story. Now, a Nigerian doctor was unalive from alleged poisoning by his king's men in Abia State. Okay, this incident happened in Nenu Obingwa local government area of Abia State. It happened on the 26th of December, 2024. Okay. Now, the Nigerian doctor is called Dr. Tony. Okay. That said, Dr. Tony is a very great doctor that cares about his people so much. They also went ahead to say that he does outreaches. Like, there is no year that he does not conduct like 3 outreaches in his village. Yeah, he cares about the people so much. He owns his own private hospital in Enugu State. Now, from his own village to Enugu State, people will be sick in Enugu State, I mean in the village, if they do not have money to go to the hospital and they have money to transport themselves to Enugu State. He treats them for free. And because of this, people love him so much. He is one of the best things that happened to that community. Every time they praise him, they speak so well about Dr. Tony. He is a family man. He has his wife and also has his own children. Now, as we are hearing, they say that he went back home with his wife and children to spend Christmas, okay? And his best friend also returned home. His best friend is a king's man, like him himself. Also, he is a king's man. Now, back in Enugu State, the best friend has some financial resources, and so he is a very good doctor who is practicing. He owns his own hospital. So the best friend he asked the best friend that they should put money together to start up a new hospital in Enugu State. Now, the best friend agreed, obliged the money. They started up a new hospital in 2020 in Enugu State. Now, because he is a very, very good surgeon, they said the hospital started booming and booming and booming. One hospital that started in 2020, they have bought like 3 buildings in Enugu where they merged them together to open one of the biggest and finest hospitals in Enugu. Now, in Dr. Tony has a daughter who is reading medicine. The daughter has just graduated, okay, from Nnamdi Azikiwe University, okay, as a medical doctor. That is Dr. Tony, the late Dr. Tony. Then the friend of Dr. Tony also has a son who is reading medicine. The boy is in the 4th year in the university right now. Now, because this hospital is doing so well, they are built name in Enugu State. People trust them, and the hospital is growing stronger and stronger and stronger. They said last 2 years, the friend, came up with a proposition that he wants to settle Dr. Tony to go start up another clinic somewhere, so that this clinic will remain, so that when the son graduates, the son will take over the clinic. Dr. Tony said, no, you don't do that. That the clinic, they just started their clinic. It's not even up to 5 years. That the name of the clinic matters. Let them grow the clinic. Let them do it like that together. Because at this point, they are making so much money. They said, in Enugu State here, they said this clinic alone might be making up to 4 million naira a day, if not more, right? And so the friend started becoming greedy and wants to push Dr. Tony out. Most times he will start problems, unnecessary problems, and all of that. He wants to pay Dr. Tony off and all of that. Dr. Tony said, no, I have used my blood, my everything to build the clinic, so you cannot push me. And we had an agreement, MOU from when we started and all of that, the shares and how it will be. Dr. Tony is the one, as in at the helm of affairs, because he is the medical doctor, he is the surgeon, he is the one employing other medical doctors and all of that. So with all of these signs that the friend had become greedy, maybe, just maybe, they say Dr. Tony's wife had the discernment and has been telling the husband to be very careful with this friend, though. But you know, men, when women talk, they would think that women are petty. It's because women take their time to analyze situation, as in to evaluate situations. So this Christmas, Dr. Tony decided to go home. And knowing that Dr. Tony is a man about town, people love him so much. When he goes home, he's with other elders, they laugh, they talk, and all of that. The friend decided also to go home. Now, when they went home, they said it was on the 25th night that, you know, they were drinking and all of that. Apparently, from what they are saying, they say the friend laced his drink with something he must have brought from wherever. And Dr. Tony drank it and went back home. When he went back home, he started vomiting blood, and he was vomiting, and that was how Dr. Tony died. Immediately Dr. Tony died, this friend of Dr. Tony carried his car and fled, like left the village and left straight and went back to Enugu. Now, you know, it was carefully planned. It was planned in such a way that he came to the village with him, and they were all with the king's men. They were drinking and everything. So he did it so that at the end of the day, they would point fingers at the king's men, okay? Without, nobody would think that, why would they leave themselves from Enugu and come and do it here? Or why would the friend not buy him in Enugu? The friend would come and buy him in the village. They said it was in the village that the friend did that. And right now, they said autopsy has been carried out, and they say yes, so it is, you know, poison that somebody gave him and all of that. They say the village has gone, as in the whole village has scattered. As we are talking now, they say youths have gone to start breaking that doctor's house in the village, and there's so much kata going on in the village. Now, like I started from the beginning, I said this story here, right here, underscores the reason why we must be very, very careful with our dealings with people around us. It's important for us to know that there is nobody who can buy you faster than those ones who are closest to you. It's good for us to be very, very careful. Right now, Dr. Tony is gone. As in, it's very painful because this is a doctor that has been helping people, that people love so much. And here the question comes again. Why is the world so wicked? What your jaw? This is what the Igbos will say. I will bring you more. Be very, very careful this year, 2025. Thank you so much. And please do subscribe and share.